pretty good.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so I'm on a bit of a bread making. I work at an organisation called Counterpoints Art, and we do a whole range of stuff to do with the arts, refugees and migration. It's all about giving space for artists, helping artists get into mainstream venues, and also about opening up dialogues and conversations about experiences of migration and displacement. We know loads of performers doing all sorts of different things, quite a few theatre projects, loads of brilliant theatre projects, but several people have said they'd really like to have a go at comedy, at doing stand-up, and so we're looking at how to get into that. And it's not all that easy. I mean, there aren't that many classes or courses, and the world is quite the world of comedians is a kind of its separate world. But then we hooked up with Camden People's Theatre. They have a connection with stand-ups. We found this guy Tom Parry, who said he was willing to run workshops. Then we put the word out and found we had a lot of people who were really interested in doing it. And so we just gave it a go. Tom ran the workshops, Camden People's Theatre is the venue, and it turns out it works really well. And I think what we see in this project is that people start normally talking about themselves. That's the kind of natural thing in whatever way, whether it's about relationships or their family or their past. But of course, someone's self has a context. So you're also always getting the context is just there, because otherwise you can't make sense of it. So whether it's where your parents are from, or where you're from, or what your family's like, what the expectations are like. So you'll suddenly but it's also being funny. And you can only be funny if people can connect to what you're saying, if they can relate to it. So this whole thing so this is sometimes the issue that people get when people in the public who are worried about migration, say, it's because they feel there's something different. Normally it's to do with things people don't understand. So haven't had experience. Comedy's all about making understanding and making connection, but doing it in ways that are surprising. There was a guy tonight from Iran talking about experience of growing up in the Iran-Iraq war. There was another guy in the audience in Iran who was nodding along, but also other people who've had experience of conflict are kind of relating to that. So I think that's one of the it's very empowering, because a lot of the guys who join the workshop are really passionate about stand-up. They watch it online. They watch it on WhatsApp, on YouTube, people share, and it is a bit of an international currency, and I hadn't really realised this, is that stand-up kind of seems to cross, in whatever way, they're different forms, but really essentially it's the same thing. It's someone being funny on a microphone. It's a very international, and these things do spread around. It's also about the person who'll say the stuff that other people won't dare to say. So there is a political element to it. A lot of the people obviously who we're working with have had to leave their country for political reasons, and a lot of stand-ups now are the ones who are brave enough, whether they're in their country or not, or if they've had to leave, they will say the stuff other people don't. So I think there is a potential for that, and you're right, we should definitely look into that.